Hi, I'm Emma Johnson from Money Today to see Phil Rose. So what exactly is private equity to the average layman?
It's probably best to, just break it down into the two words. So private, it means we're talking about investments in private companies. These don't trade on an exchange or something, they are private companies. And the second part is equity. Effectively what you're buying is a stake in that company.
Tell me a bit about the Titanium Private Equity Fund.
Essentially it's a new fund that we're just launching that gives investors access to a diversified portfolio of private equity investments that is something that will normally just be open to institutional investors rather than individual investors.
So how does the Titanium Fund work?
It's a new fund that's fairly unique, and what it's doing is it's giving investors access to private equity. When you invest into private equity, there's various different ways you can do it. You can invest directly into private equity, which is typically where you go and take a direct stake in a company. The second one is limited partnership funds. The third way you can invest, and this is where the Titanium Fund comes into play, is that you can invest into what we call listed private equity. So this is buying into investment vehicles that are listed on a stock exchange. So straight away, we solve that problem of access and liquidity.
And how much choice do you actually have when choosing what to invest in?
There's quite a lot. On a global basis, we've got over 250 we can go and choose from, and behind those you have some of the best managers, so people such as Aberdeen, F&C, Dunedin and JP Morgan.
And tell me a bit about the pricing.
These days you can buy listed private equity for a 30 to 40% discount. So straight away you're coming in as an investor at a significant discount to what it's thought those assets are worth. So if one day you can hopefully try and sell that asset for something close to what the accountants think it's worth, you straight away get a big uplift in your valuation.
And what kind of companies would the Titanium Fund be investing in?
From fish farming in places like Lesotho, to cash security companies, to technology companies, even healthcare and heavy industries. And the idea is that the fund will not be constrained by geography or by industry or by manager, and we can really offer a really diversified portfolio of companies to the investors.
So how does private equity compare to other asset classes such as equities?
If we look over the past 3 years, for example, listed private equity has significantly outperformed global equities. It's moved up by a rate of about 16% per annum for the past 3 years. And that compares to global equities, which have done far less than that. They've done less than 8%. So they're down here, further down on the chart.
And is this a good thing for someone like myself to invest in?
Obviously with private equity, it is a slightly higher returning asset, but it comes with slightly higher risk. So that doesn't mean it's automatically appropriate for everybody.
But Phil, is this a good time to invest? I thought the entire industry had been thrown into turmoil after the financial crisis of 2008.
Good point about that is that only the strong companies survived that kind of market turmoil, that kind of degree of crisis. But what it also means is that it's weeded out the managers. You're left with the better quality managers now, and you have some greater confidence in those guys going forward. I would recommend for anybody interested in investing in the Titanium Private Equity Fund that they discuss their options with their financial advisor to determine whether it's appropriate for their particular circumstances.